screen still glows. A kettle cold, but my hand still goes. I'm off that range with a coffee stain. Clean mind, sharp eyes in the moonlight train. Order stacked like cards in the deck. I wait my turn, I don't blink yet. One clean setup, that's the code I live. Half asleep, but I got more to give. Hear that tick, hear that pulse. Feel that pull in my bones. I came this far for the long game. I won't leave it alone. London calling, London calling. I'm up for the open. London calling, London calling. I want that moment. Trade clean, trade smart. London calling, London calling. I came to earn it. Dark outside, but my plan stays lit. No lucky break, got size up grit. Read that candle, read that spread. Take the compass, keep my head. I lost before I learned that sting. Now I cut my fear on a tighter string. Every dawn is a test I choose. If I want the crown, I pay my dues. Hear that tick, hear that pulse. Feel that pull in my bones. I came this far for the long game. I won't leave it alone. London calling, London calling. I'm up for the open. London calling, London calling. I want that moment. Trade clean, trade smart. London calling, London calling. I came to earn it. Let the night press in. Let the doubt get loud. I stayed on my feet. I stayed unbowed. One more shot at the life I chose. One more step when the market waits. London calling, London calling. I'm up for the open. London calling, London calling. I want that moment. Trade clean, trade smart. London calling, London calling. I came to earn it.
Hold it still. Hold it still.
Come on, come on. Come on, huh? Hey. Come on. First bell hits and the floor goes hot. Screen start flashing, don't miss your spot. Price line moving like a stray bullet round. Keep your hands steady, keep your feet on ground. Order stack up, then the slip away. Every tick a test, every second pace. Woo! I can feel that roar through the iron door. Everybody praying for a little more. Hold your breath now. Read the tape fast. One wrong move and it won't last. Open fire. Open fire. Every green candle looks like a dare. Every red drop cuts the crowded air. Try to move clean in the panic storm. Stay alive when the numbers swarm. Grip that plan like a steel front gate. One deep breath can change your fate. Hold your breath now. Read the tape facts. One wrong move and it won't last. Open fire. Open fire. Keep your name above the wire. Open fire. Open fire. Live through the market choir. Win some, lose some, stay in line. Take the hit, then take your time. Open fire. Open fire. Hold your name above the wire. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Congas roll. Claps cut hard. Eyes on price. Oh, hands on guard.
Order still.
When the floor starts shaking and the whole thing spins, you don't chase the noise, you let the truth win. Open fire, open fire.
Order still.
Your name above the wire. Open fire, open fire. Live through the market choir. With some, lose some, stay in line. Take the hit, then take your time. Open fire, open fire. Hold your name above the wire. Step up, step up, step up. Step up, step up. Step up, step up, step up. Saw the screen glow green. Thought I had the code. One tap, one grin. Then I doubled my load. Borrow time, borrow pride. Pushed it to the edge. With my finger on the slide. Fresh white shoes on a shaky floor. One more click. I was asking for more. Big talk, big ring. Thin as smoke. I was dancing with fire. And I felt that
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Trade. How's everybody doing? Good day, good day, good day, everybody. How's everybody doing? We are starting to rock and roll early. I think we're like took first 3 trades on my scalp, and I kind of really want to zoom in on a few things that are really worth thinking about. Good morning, good morning. Everybody's good? Sound check good? Vibe check good? Everything is good? Trying to make sure everybody is seeing, hearing. I see myself on the other screen pretty well. I just want to make sure everything is good. Anybody who's new, you're welcome to download the dots guide, the guide to dots, which is what we trade here. Right over here at that link that I just posted for you. Another piece of really good news is that Apex actually extended its legacy offer to the August 11th, which is great because if we want to get more accounts, we can. I funded the account yesterday. We're going to trade with Tradingview early in the morning, and then I'll trade with some of my well charts accounts a little bit later today. Here's my well charts. What do we have in my well charts now? We have 1 funded, 2 funded. These are the ones we got to go. These are evals. 3 funded, 4 funded. So we have 4 fundeds, and we have a couple of just fresh evals. Maybe we'll do the GDP straddle with these evals. We'll see. I'll see how I'm feeling about the GDP, but yeah, I mean, we're really building a nice inventory here in well charts as well as in Tradingview. Okay, so let's kind of organize ourselves and focus on where the trades are. Tape is bearish, right? However, we're pretty much near London highs, and the slope of the SMA is green. So not an optimal short, in my opinion. It could have worked here. If I took it, where was it? Short here at 43. I guess it could have worked. Excuse me. But what I really want, as far as like the best quality scalps, I guess this one sort of worked off the resist, is the more I think about it, where the best probability trades are when everything aligns. So you have the tape is bearish, the slope is red, the momentum is down, right? You get a lightning bolt down, slope down. Like, let's just take a look at these very, very easy trades to the downside. Here we go. Let me just go over here. So tape starts out mixed here, and then it starts to turn. We'll see, candle by candle. Now tape turns bearish. Tape is bearish. Let me show you the. You have like 3 components of a high probability trade. Tape is bearish. Slope is red. Momentum trade to the downside. Lightning bolt to the downside. This is a super easy trade. This creates about as high a probability as you can get. That drops like a stone. 2, 3 of them in a row. I would only trade the first 2 because it's there's just too much risk of pullback. However, now here we are on this particular structure. Tape is still bearish. Slope is still red. Triangle down. Legit trade. Good trade to the downside. Yes. Now we're kind of flattening out. Tape is bearish. Slope is red, but kind of flattening out. This is where it gets a little bit more problematic, right? And now the slope is green. It's actually, red green. Not the best of trades. And this one would have stopped you out. So the whole idea is to just try to trade as green as possible and as red as possible, right? So here, this was an example. We could have taken this trade. Yes, you probably would have made the 5 on the scalp, but you see that it's not quite negative, right? It's not quite negative. The slope is still fighting it, and the buyers are still trying to hold it overall on the tape. right? And I think it's kind of really important to look at these components individually, so that when you gather them together, you have the best probability trade. Because I'm just like you. I want to take every single trade possible, but every single trade possible is the road to ruin. Because the whole point of an edge is to be selective, right? Is to be selective. To edge wouldn't exist if you didn't have discretion, right? That's the whole point. Otherwise, everybody would be beautiful and strong and intelligent and gorgeous, right? If you didn't have taste, if you didn't have talent, if you didn't have education. So edge is the same kind of a thing. It's all about selectivity. So you can't take every single trade and say, oh, I'm going to do really well. You select for everything else in life. You kind of have to select for trades. That's the hardest part, honestly, is having discipline to select for the setup instead of just rapidly going forward. So same thing to the other side, which is you want to be all green. You want the tape to be green. You want the slope to be green and ideally rising, or at least not flat. And you want the triangle to be to be green or cyan, or the lightning bolt to be up instead of down. And you have a combination of those three, you have a pretty high probability of making that scalp. It's kind of aligning everything in your direction as it goes. Now, having said this, though, the one interesting sort of sidebar, what have we done to swim in this expanded volatility? Dude, man, we live for volatility. That's the whole point. We trade stock index futures. It's the definition of volatility. We don't trade stocks. We don't trade indices. We're born to live in volatility. That's not a bug to us. It's a feature. We're not investors. We're scalpers. We scalp for the next 1 minute of price action. So I could care less about where the market is going to go in an hour, much less in a day, much less in a week. Having said this, though, and this is the other point that I kind of really want to get this up. Thanks for Blue Boy to point this out to me. It is actually really important to understand where the market is relative to the we're trading the microstructure of price, but it's really kind of important to understand the macro structure of price. If I were to ask you right now, what's the macro structure of price over the last couple of weeks? What would you say? In London highs, by the way, nice. Going to the 600 level. Tape still remains mixed and not quite bullish. That's correct. That's correct. But what's the macro structure of price right now? If I said to you, is the market bullish or bearish right now? What would you say? Is investor sentiment? Let's put it this way: the macro is investor sentiment bullish or bearish right now? Bearish. Correct. Blue Boy is right. The overall structure of the market is bearish. We are down 11% off the highs. People are selling. There's lots of worry. Interest rates are up. Hormuz not settled. AI spend is slowing down. Meta missed badly. Blah 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 blah. Right? In a bearish macro environment, who is going to have the higher probability of winning? Bullish trades or bearish trades? What would you say? Daniel saying bearish, right? So let's take that back to the microstructure. In a bearish macro environment, bearish trades are going to be winning, right? let's come back down to the micro structure. I want to just show you something very interesting. We're gonna just pause looking for signals right now because show you something very interesting. Watch this. You know what? Before I do this, I really I know what I'm gonna adjust this right now. Just bear with me a sec, guys, because this is just annoying me. Because I'm trading on the NQs now, and everything is set up on MNQs. So let me just get rid of this. I'm gonna do two things at once. Just bear with me a sec. Okay, so if it's a bearish environment, we actually have a signal. We gotta pay attention. We have a signal. 8 seconds left. If this lightning bolt stays in place, let's make sure it stays in place. No. Okay. Did not get the vol move. Take a look at all the down lightning bolts, right? Every single down lightning bolt, except for like the third one in a row here. Look at all these lightning bolts. Maybe this is the only one. No, even this one is good for 5. This one closes 93. The low over here is 89, 91, 89. Maybe this is the only one. Yeah, maybe this is the only one that misses. But every single down lightning bolt, right, with the exception of like the third or the fourth in a row, is down lightning. Well, this one, let me see. This one stuffs you. This one wins. Second lightning bolt. No. This one wins. This one, how much of a retrace do I have here? It's hard to see in the ball. He probably will survive this one. He did not survive this one. I was trying to draw the big idea that in a big bear market, most of the negative trades are going to work. I mean, it's true, but to a limited extent. Again, this is where having discretion really helps. Like even like this is a down lightning bolt, but it's in an uptrend. Clearly, dumb trade. In a downtrend, with market slope down, lightning bolt trades really do work well. I mean, I guess my point is that I was trying to see if I could be a little bit more looser with my criteria, but actually this proves my point that you can't be. Staying to sorry, just one more second, guys. I want to adjust my other template. Okay. So the big macro picture does impact the micro picture, but not like 100%. It doesn't mean that every sell signal in a micro picture is going to win if the big macro picture is bearish. But it does tilt the odds a little bit better into its favor. Yeah, well, swing trading is a completely different ball game, and in high volatility environments, it obviously is going to get hurt very, very badly. So here we are, like tape is mixed, right? Slope is green, triangle is green. Do you want to take this? This is a tough trade, right? tough trade against the, a bad macro environment. On the other hand, it is London highs, so maybe worth a shot for us. We'll see. I'm gonna take the plunge. Let's see if I'm right. And we are right. And I did nail it. Hey, where is the why is this not working? Hold on a second. Oh, because I'm in replay trading. Sorry, guys. That's why I was like, why are the signals not showing? So I took a punt on this, even though it was mixed, mainly because I guess sort of like, and I'm trying to figure out the proper sequence of value, but it still goes. I think slope, the 8 SMA slope is still the single most dominant factor that we should include. Like, let's just say it's a 3-factor formula, right? Slope, signal, tape, right? And slope would probably be like 40%, signal would be 40%, and tape would be like 30%. And obviously, as long as the tape is not contradictory, if it's mixed, it's sort of okay. So 40, 30, you probably worth a go. So first, obviously, you need the signal. Second, you need the slope, and then third, you kind of confirm it with tape. And if the tape was mixed rather than green, as long as these two were very strong, this was an upward sloping move, and we were at London highs. The other thing is context. That's the other thing is I think context is important. That's why I have the contextual labels. London is at a high. They took it all the way from the bottom to the top, and they're not backing down just yet. Now, once they start backing down, once you start seeing slopes start turning red, tape start turning red, obviously, yes, then you don't want to be taking any buy trades. But for now, that was a pretty decent trade, and that put us nicely up. So we'll see. We'll see what the price action brings. But I think that's really the key thing is bring everything together when you're looking at a trade structure, because it's not just one thing. If it's just one thing, it would be so easy just to press a button and have the algorithm do it. And we all know that that's always a failure. It has to be a combination of all these factors that go into your decision-making process. Wow, man, I sound so stuffed this morning. I don't know why. I'm not sick. I just think it's like early wake-up call. What the hell is this? What are my scalp quick trades settings on TradingView? I'm actually trading through Tradivate. I don't use TradingView because TradingView is just not designed for scalping. But as far as my ticks, I'm actually trading. It's basically it should be 20-40, which is 20 ticks against 40 ticks, but I'm giving myself a little more room. So I'm giving myself a little less room here. I basically go for like 16, 18 ticks. That's really set to 16 ticks. Against 48 ticks, which is a very, very negative risk reward ratio. But I'm trying, this is just my own, like the proper settings that we should be looking at is 20-40 with a 75% break even. But I give myself a little more room because I'm trading sort of like 75% break even, 80% target. So 5% of a break even, which is what I'm getting. Which is what I'm getting. But in fact, I'm getting a little bit better. But that's my own personal structure, the proper structure for how these trades are going. And by the way, they would totally work on this 2040. Like, just to give you an idea, if we went long here, right? So I'm long here at 16. The target is 5. It goes 27. It's 100% above your target, and in most cases, it's at least 3 or 4 points above target of +5. So nothing I'm telling you can't be done. It's just that my own personal structure of how I trade is a little bit more refined. But that's why is this happening? Always market. Another conversation we had yesterday. Trying to get cute with limit. It's always market entry, limit exit. Trying to get cute with limit entry. Basically, you lose the best trades. The best trades are going to run away from you. And the times when you do get the limit, sometimes it's going against it. Like, every time you buy limit, you have two possibilities. You're in a guaranteed loser, or you're in a lucky winner. Whereas every time you buy market, you have a chance for a winner, and obviously you have a chance for a loser. But that's how the point being is that you give up the winners by trying to do limit entry in scalp. It's a lesson I've had to learn the hard way. You try to be very, very cute, and when it's a runaway market, you lose the trade that you want. So everything is a trade-off. Everything in life and in trading is a trade-off. You got to accept what the numbers are. So we basically, what's surprising me, or not surprising me, but what's happening at least, is we really held in front of the 27,000. I thought we would break 27,000 in kind of a panicky sell-off that we had yesterday, and all of it compounded by crappy little news on Meta. Today could be a day. We have GDP coming out, and GDP coming out could be a really, really except in bonds. Yeah, well, that's the completely different market. NQ moves 1,000 points before bonds move 1 point. So it's a totally different idea. So like, here we go, like, looking at this particular structure, it's a sell signal, right, against a bullish tape. Not the optimal thing to do. And the slope is flat, curving negative, but not necessarily, still red. So you have like 2 out of 3 components that are favoring you. Slope is starting to go negative. Sell signal here, but the overall trend is still, the tape is still bullish. Do you want to take this to the downside? Now, this is where you come in and you start thinking, well, the macro picture is bearish. So generally, selling trades are going to dominate much more over buying trades. Is it worth a shot here? And it might be. Let's see. I might take this trade here if it stays negative. All right, let's give it a shot.
Order filled.
Let's see if we can get the little move here. If I press myself against it, in other words, I'm going against the tape, which is still positive, but the macro tape is negative. Let's see if I'm right here. And I'm not. See, I'm not. am not. I'm going to get taken out here.
Stop filled.
And that's just kind of the lesson you learned, that you didn't have three things aligned. You probably should have done the tape. I kind of wanted to do it just sort of to prove my point of like, hey, yeah, I'm not aligned. You know, I pressed a trade, first loser of the day, because I wasn't aligned with my structure. All right, so we stay patient. I see how things go. Now it's actually pretty bullishly aligned. London high still's in place. We have a positive confirm triangle, and the tape remains, you know, steadily bullish. So let's see if this is going to be the right trade for us. We have 25 seconds left.
Order filled.
All right, we'll try to go long. At 31. And I took a bad execution. I should have been more patient on this move. But even if I didn't take a bad execution, it just simply may not work. Like, this is a legitimate trade that just simply may not be working on the scalp side. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think I'm going to hit the stop on this one. Yeah, if I came in here, what was the close here? It's 27. I was 29. Yeah, not much of it.
Stop filled.
Nope. And you know, the market is just not give me a false signal here on the thing. This legit false signal. We just reconfigure and wait for the next one. This one was a bad trade on the short side. This was a good trade that just simply didn't work, which is fine. And now we're actually starting to see a little bit of weakness, right? Slope starting to turn negative. They seem to be really consolidating around the London high, not seeing any kind of flow through on the price action here. Let's see if we exhausted this 6 o'clock move here, and we go back to the leg down. We'll see. This is a tough trade because this was really pretty legit trade. Oh, I know. Sorry. Actually, I take it back. One of the things that I started thinking about, which is kind of interesting when you put all these three things together, yeah, is you actually. Oh, here we go. We have a breakout trade. That's a clean setup for us 22 seconds left. Let's see if it holds. Seconds. We're going to wait for the candle close. Absolutely. I'm not moving until I get the candle close. All right. Long.
Order filled.
Let's see if this extends for me. Man, market is killing me today. No. Breakout trade not working, nothing, man. They just flushing my stops and not going through. All right. We rotate accounts and we regroup. It's just 2 in a row, 2 legit trades in a row that should have been done. That's fine. London not cooperating with me today. And this is a kind of interesting. There's nothing much you can do. The market action is just not cooperating with the setups. But what it is telling you is that the longs just don't have any follow through today. The only thing to do is to get out of that account, go to a fresh account, so you don't try to kill that account any further. Try to look for better setups as we go forward. So pretty unusual. Two scalps in a row. We got clipped. Doesn't happen a lot, but it's going to be clearly a little bit of a challenging, especially to the long side, might be a really challenging environment. We'll see. Let's take a look at the next structure and go from there. One more scalp up. Let's see if this one's going to be more kind to us. They're clearly trying to run a rally in London, but every poke gets sold.
Order filled.
All right, I'm in the other account. Let me switch accounts here.
Order filled.
And that one actually got done. So sorry, I was in the other account. So we're going to work this account now and just see how well we can do it with this one. Yes, so this one actually worked to spec, not and just barely, like just really just made my target, and that was it. Still very, very discontinuous market action, so you don't have a lot to work with here today. What I was going to say, sorry, this one other idea that I had where we could have improved this particular trade, and this all goes back to the idea of like let's get everything green or let's get everything red, and then you have the higher degree of confidence. Imagine we were doing this. I'm going to take off the confirm triangles. And I'm just going to take the green and red triangles against the general structure over here. Let me go back to over here. Step by step. So, okay, market bullish. Let's ignore the lightning bolt because I just want to look at market bullish. Okay. So tape is bullish, triangle is green. One of the tests that I had done in Claude said that the first triangle, actually the first triangle, green triangle, the red triangle in the slope was a better signal than the confirm triangle. And I was trying to figure out, like, when that actually is true. And it obviously works best when you have the alignment with tape and the alignment with candle. The only thing that you don't have alignment here for is the slope, but the slope is flat. It's red to flat. So if you took the green trade here, you actually did better. You've taken the confirm trade, that also worked, but the green triangle was almost always going to work in a bullish trend. Now here it gets really interesting. Here's a green triangle that you bought 40. The move here is 44. Let me see if that would have made you anything. Yeah, you would have even here. So, like, the interesting part is that the tape and the green triangle, even in the negative slope, kind of confirming your trade better than if you were waiting for a confirm candle. Now you're like in a bear tape. So of course not all of those signals go away, but now tape turns bullish, right? Tape is bullish. And I want to show you here. Tape is bullish. Green triangle worked. Would have been, and also green triangle to green slope would have been really, really strong. Would have been a good trade. So, like, you can take those trades early if you have the confirm of the tape working with you. Anyways, looks like after a few pullbacks, we are maintaining upward bid. Next level is going to be Tokyo high at the 27.7. Let's see if they want to run it there. Are you taking the pullback trade after? So where are you entering, Daniel? Where are you entering on the trade? So, like, here's the push. You're buying on the close of this candle. So you're just waiting. You're waiting. Here's my signal. This candle closes a little bit lower. You get long at 31, and then that pushes up much higher to 43. Is that where you were coming in? That's a pretty good idea. I mean, the bottom line is, as long as you're in sync with the most immediate price action, which is what the indicator is kind of working. And that's why I love, by the way, I love when people use the indicator for their own setups. It's really what it's intended to. It's the whole function here is to give you the tools to be as creative as possible. So that's really, I'm glad if you're a person who loves to kind of buy the retrace and trade the retrace, good for you. That's going to work for you really, really well. The main thing is signal working or not working. The main thing is just not to get carried away. Like you see right now, I got clipped on 2 accounts. I just went to a new account. That one is going to just sit there, and I'm going to let it heal for maybe an hour or two before I come back to trade it again. It's really, really important not to keep trading the account in which you're losing. It's really, really important to have a fresh account in which you're trading in. That's why, we have multiple funded accounts and multiple eval accounts. That's what really, actually, the single thing to keep you flowing up is not having a strategy. It's doing this. It's rotating out of losing accounts and starting fresh. All right, so you're gonna try and take this pullback. All right, good work for you. Let's see. I mean, the bottom line is what the price action is just sort of showing you is that they just keep buying London high and slowly grinding it up, right? So Danner's pullback strategy is really working. Like, he's buying this, now he's 4 for 4. He's doing a really good job of basically he's buying dips in a trend, and that's a really interesting legit trade. Like, do you buy reds in a green tape? Not a bad, looking at this thing, the green slope, it's not a bad idea, right? It's actually a very low risk trade, because if he's long here, it doesn't take much to pop it. This one over here, he would have been, I think, if depending on where your stop was, but if you had like a 10-point stop, it was 16. It would have just clipped you, maybe just clipped you to the downside. But this one worked. This one worked. This one worked. So not a bad idea. Yeah, good job, Dan. For those of you guys who are listening, what he's doing is, first of all, let's look at the general picture. We see a general picture is bullish. Tape is bullish. Slope is bullish. He's looking at this red triangle, which is a sell-off, and he's looking at it as an opportunity to buy. He's buying the sells in an uptrend. And if you did that all the way through here, this was not a bullish tape, but the tape turned bullish right around here. If you're doing that from this point on, winner, maybe a loser, depending on how much of a stop you had. It could have been clipped over. Winner. So 3 out of 4 winners, not bad. Positive edge. He says if volume was stronger, he'd be buying the breakout. Yeah. The breakouts have certainly been, these are the breakout candles. If you think about this, this is kind of like an easy way to think about this. These are breakout candles. These are retrace candles. And the general tone is bullish, right? So that's sort of like I think it's a sort of the most simple, elegant way of looking at it. Instead of overcomplicating everything. Not bad. I may piggyback on your scalps at this point, because it seems to make enormous amount of sense. The other way is to just simply is to just wait for the confirm, like retrace candle, confirm candle, break, and you can trade that. That's also very, very viable in this particular structure. But it's not, it's an earlier signal, so you get a better, generally you get a better feel. Now look at this. Now slope is starting to turn red, right? Now the whole bullish thesis is starting to weaken. Momentum down, but the tape is up, although the slope is red. So we're not going to, remember we said we're going to try and wait for the alignment of all three before we commit. So I'm going to pass up on this, even though this probably is an okay trade to the momentum down. The tape is always going to be late by about 5-10 candles. But on the other hand, when it kind of stays steady, it's a very supportive environment, right? It shows you where the real environment is. This was a pretty good scalp to the downside. I just didn't have the confirm, so I didn't take it. But probably would have been a decent trade. What is the ATR line that goes along with a candle? It's just ATR plotted on the 8 SMA. This is the 8 SMA, but I just put the ATR label here because it's the best place to put it. It's out of the way. But this is just telling you what the candle ATR is. And it's just simply placed over here. It's not the line. The line itself is an SMA. It's an ATR line. I just put it over there to make it easier to get out of the way, because it was just blocking candles. So now that it's at the tip of the SMA, it's not blocking any candles. So nothing complex about this. It was just a general idea. So looks like we ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw at the 27,650 level for now. Markets are up, recovery morning, but I still think that the trend might be negative today. We'll see. Tim, probably, honestly, it's not an update. I'm just going to simply release it as a I'm going to release it as a upgrade to anybody who is lifetime indicate, as basically I'm going to add it. I'm going to give you, I'm going to do an invite. It's a separate indicator. So I'm just going to do an invite only to everybody who's lifetime on it. Probably today, honestly. I don't think, I'm trying to think if there's, I was working on it to see if we needed any ramifications or, tweaks, but I think it's totally good as is. It's very, very clean and clear, right? There's nothing we need to do. The only thing I was going to do is I'm going to change the defaults on it. I'm going to put the, I'm going to put the default into everything else with all my indicators. Everything is user modifiable, including even the input values and everything else. But I think the only thing I was going to do is maybe put top right as my thing. And it's originally came with showing you the SMA line, which is really annoying. Basically, it's showing you the 20 SMA itself against, which is where it's developing this whole green red thing. But I thought it was just incredibly annoying on the chart, because it's just distracting me. So I took it away, because what you really want is you just want this little triangle, this little rectangle. That's the visual input you want. If you want the more granular stuff, you can just look underneath it. But yeah, I think probably today, I'll probably do like a invite only upgrade to everybody. I just have to run a script for it, so that's it. All right, trade is bullish. So this is interesting. Let's give it a shot.
Orders filled.
Wait, where am I in? Why is this not working? What? Oh, because I'm in replay mode. Again, I'm in replay mode. Sorry. So I'm just fucking around here, honestly, just to see if this is going to prove my point. But we'll see. Where am I? 5, 9, 10. Come on already. Take it already. Come on, baby. There we go. There. Oh, it was almost there.
Order filled.
There we go. So it kind of does prove my point. The point being is, this is sort of what Danner was doing, but in a much more intelligent way than me. The overall tone is still bullish, right? The tone is out. The slope is obviously very, very negative, but you had a buy signal in a positive tone. So you sort of overweight this plus this means more than this, right? As far as structure goes, so I took a punt on this, and that that worked out nicely. I don't know if that should be a rule. If we should try and trade this like this, but we'll see. Now, on the other hand, on the momentum side, this is a momentum breakout. the slope is still negative. Like this might work, but I don't want to take this trade because remember momentum trades. I guess the thing that's interesting that Danner was showing here is think about the dynamic of what's going on in a momentum trade like this. You are buying the top and hoping it goes higher, right? That's the move in the momentum trade. In a retrace trade, you're buying the bottom and you're hoping that it goes higher. Now, where are the odds? Like look at the odds. It's exactly why you don't buy the top unless the conditions are really ripe. When you're buying the top, like right over here, if I bought this at 40, the retrace was, well, I mean, maybe I would have maybe survived the retrace. Maybe this would have actually survived my trade, but it wasn't, a beautiful, perfect trade. Mainly because the dynamic of when you're buying the top is you really need it to have huge. I guess if you think about this like an ocean, you needed a massive, huge surf to take you higher on a momentum trade. Whereas on a retrace trade, you just need a little bit of a flow back to make you money. So in an environment like this, where we don't have everything aligned because we did not have the slope aligned, the momentum trade is just not the trade you want to put your money on. You don't have my box. This is you have a different box that's built into Dot's lifetime, DJ. This little indicator nobody has. It's in beta. Okay. Now this ultimately does pull forward, right? So you could have survived this, but this was not like a super great trade. Like if we were, if you look at this is a super great trade because you have huge upward move and it's like a big tsunami taking you higher, right? Big surf wave taking you higher. Here wasn't quite the structure, which is why, like, buying the red triangles in a positive tape. Again, the tape's got a positive. See, the tape now has kind of lost its oomph already. We're basically, what's happening right now is the market is really having a hard time breaking through these London highs, right? And it's it's struggling with itself. Having said this, now we find ourselves in a red triangle trade, right? And actually going higher on the move here. Back to London. We're actually challenging London highs. Now this turns into a big pull away trade. This is a really interesting construct because this is a retrace move, but it's actually going to its highs. It's actually becoming a breakout signal here. Would I take it? No, I'm not taking it. Even if it works, I'm not taking it. Because this now becomes a breakout trade, not a retrace trade, which means, again, you're buying the high, hoping it goes higher. Whereas in a true retrace trade, you're buying the low, hoping it bounces. Which has the better probability? Of course, the low bounce is going to have probability than the high higher, unless the high higher is fully supported by massive flows. The red triangle is triggered because what happened was it broke the lows over here. You had a neon candle. It broke its lows, so it's kind of like a false break. But now I mean, this wasn't a horrible trade. It just wasn't like the highest probability trade, but it's definitely worth trading. Like, we closed 65. This thing goes to 55. Went to 60. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, now it's finally breaking out higher. But it wouldn't have been a trade. It's worth a trade, but net it probably would have been a good trade. Yeah, I probably missed this trade in a way, because if you think about this, if you're sort of a believer in the tone, the structure, I should have just simply taken it. Like, this was problematic, but this was a probably pretty good trade. The very fact that like they closed it on the highs after testing the lows was pretty bullish signal. I sort of misinterpreted this the structure. And I think what's happening is, I'll be honest, I'm probably a little bit more gun shy because these couple of trades got clipped me out. So I'm looking to get my rhythm back, and that's also like a problem. If you miss a few shots, you start pulling back when you should be getting a little, just not letting the bad trades affect you. But overall, one account negative, one account positive. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I'm definitely struggling a little bit today. Still pulling higher. Daniel, did you take that triangle trade? Now we have just the full breakout, like full on breakout. Am I late on this?
Order filled.
I think I'm late on the trade. Let's see if this goes higher. I'm taking this trade.
Order filled.
Good. All right. I got lucky on the move. That worked. Sorry, I'm kind of I should have been watching this carefully. This was a breakout that snuck up on me, but good. We pushed it a little higher. That worked. We'll take it. Especially because now it was clear that we're just sort of we're gunning for Tokyo high, right? And the cool thing, by the way, about I love the indicator in terms of contextual stuff. You can literally see the whole price action, the narrative develop, right? Move up, get stalled at London highs, break the London highs. The very next structure is going to be Tokyo highs. That's where it goes. The Tokyo highs is also the round number trade, right? The trade right over here is 27.7. All of those things are almost inevitable every single day. We see this happening over and over again. The moves from high to lows, the move from session high to session lows, all those contextual clues really help you orient yourself. The only thing I'm missing, and this is the other thing that I'm going to try and do, I keep saying this, and it's actually really easy, I'm just haven't had the time, is the only other label we really want to have on the thing is yesterday's high. And I think the reason why I was hesitating was because I was trying to figure out, do we want to do yesterday's 24-hour session high or yesterday's New York high, like open outcry high low? And I think the answer to this, actually, you want to have both. You want to have the Globex, yesterday's Globex high, Globex low, and yesterday's open outcry high, open outcry low, because those are really good reference points as well. Good morning, everybody. Who's new in the room here? Come say hi. Sorry, we've been just really wonking out on all our scalps here, so I haven't had a chance to welcome everybody. Who's new in the room? Come say hello to me. Introduce yourselves. Do I show where to find the BK dot indicator manual to learning how to operate it? Oh, so sorry, Tom. I do have it. I just need to create a link for it. So thanks. I'm actually going to write this down. That was one of the things that I needed to do. It's just a couple of housekeeping things we need to do. So I'm going to write that down because I do have it. Yes. I just need to put it into a new thing. Hey, George, how are you? Oh, you bought the red, right? You bought I the breakout. Did you buy this red triangle over here? That would have been a nice clean trade too. Um, I'm really going to start. I'm going to call it the Danny trade. Daniel, where are you from? You don't sound American. Maybe you are, but I can sometimes tell just from chat if somebody is American or not. Hey, George, how are you? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Who's new in the room? Hi there. You're from Kyoto, Japan. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. I always wanted to go to Kyoto. I actually just like Japan is like absolutely on my top 3 visits that I want to go on. Is my camera? Are you guys? Am I like fuzzy on camera, or am I okay? I'm trying to figure out if I'm okay. Do we need this? I don't think we need this. It's back to daylight. Oh man. Oh Jesus, the camera is just completely on zero focus. Here we go. All right, there we go. Trying to put myself into camera mode here. Oh, nice. You have funded with Lucid and eval there. Very, very nice. So Daniel, did you take that trade over here, the red triangle? Oh, very nice. Thank you. Now, so like, yeah, Japan is like my #1 place to visit. So actually, here's a question for everybody. Your top 3 places you want to visit. That's the Thursday question on a kind of a rainy day when we're trading relatively slow. I'm going to give you my top 3 places that I want to go. Japan #1, Argentina #2, Germany #3. Those are my top 3 places that I have not been to. I mean, I've been to like, Berlin Airport. I've been to Narita like 5 times, and never left the gates. That's not really being in Japan. But yeah, those are my top 3: Japan, Argentina, Germany. What are yours? Post them up. Let's talk about it. All right, very tempted to want to go short this thing, but yeah, I'm kind of tempted. Let me see if I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in my other account.
Order filled.
Let's see if I can butcher it completely or not. It's not a trade. It's kind of an off-menu trade, and I'm probably going to pay dearly for it because it's not. The tape is bullish, but I'm vibing that the sell-off might be coming here. So it's in my other account. You don't see it on screen here. I'll let you know how it goes. No, I'm going to be paying the price for it probably. Have you been to Norway? No, never been to Norway. So what are you saying? You started scalping breakouts once the 6 a.m. big volume candle printed? But I like your I like your retrace trades, man. They're really good. You know, just when you you showed us the good trades, you back away from them.
Stop fill.
I eat it. I eat my impulse trade. So again, this was definitely not a good trade, and I think that's really like the biggest takeaway here from like when you start making mistakes, you try to understand. Like I was saying, when you're trading breakouts or breakdowns, you want everything aligned your way, and of course, this wasn't aligned my way because the tape is still bullish, and I keep paying for that. I keep paying for that idea. When you're buying retraces, you have a lot more leeway, margin of error to do what you want to do. Hong Kong, Tokyo, Sydney. Been to Sydney, been to Tokyo, been to Hong Kong, both nice. Been to Dubai 1,000 times. Switzerland is okay, nothing great. Like I like all those places, but like I'm really, really keen to seeing those three. Sydney is great. I love Sydney, actually. Yeah, so this is, by the way, like a perfect example. By the way, this is a pretty good sign, honestly. The fact that the sell failed, it's a pretty good sign that we have a lot of bullish momentum. But now we're really going to run the Tokyo highs. The buy trades are really starting to dominate. So what's interesting is that the buy trades are starting to dominate now. That's new and important information that we could use. Taking out the Tokyo highs now. Guys, I still have some Apex accounts to give away. So maybe we're going to do just maybe 2 giveaways, but let's do that. It's BK Trader Tools giveaway. Enter the giveaway. We're going to do one at the London, New York break, and then we'll do one at the end. So let me put this in here for you guys to go in. So fresh new, I cleared the deck, fresh new set. So if you guys want to get some accounts. So, okay, so I'm going to do Daniel trade here. I'm going to be buying this red triangle. Actually, I'm in the other account. Let me change to the other account so you guys can see me trading it. Because everything is bullish, and we're going to buy the retrace. We're just waiting for the candle to close. Not letting me buy it. 10, 11, 9.
Order filled.
All right, we're in the trade.
Order filled.
And we're done. That was super fast. Daniel, you're the man. I'm stealing your setup today. So why did this trade work so fast? Because again, the buy trades have been working better as we started breaking fresh. Like basically, the tone of the market has changed from a negative market to positive market. Tape has been positive for the last hour. And all of these prior red triangles were excellent buys. Again, what are you doing when you're buying the retrace? You are buying the low, hoping for a bounce. When you're buying the breakout, you're buying the high, hoping for an extension, right? So totally different. China, did you have some of the best sushi in your life in Tokyo? My daughter is just a massive sushi aficionado. If nothing else, we have to take her there just so she can stuff her face. Yep. Hey Daniel, you didn't answer me. Are you American or not? Not that I care, but I'm just curious. Kim, would you take the $100 loss on? What happened there? What are you trying to do? Anna, see, that's not really American. That means you're Cajun, my friend. No, I'm just kidding. Laisse le bon temps play. That's a great, so much fun. Like top 3 states in America, like top 3 places in America off the beaten path. Not Seattle, not Washington D.C., not Chicago, not New York. Like off the beaten path places in America that I absolutely love, that I really want to go to. Where are you from, Richard? Are you from Louisiana? Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's probably true also. New Iberia, Louisiana. Wow. Wow. So that's like Louisiana by far, one of the coolest places to go to. Into the bayou and all of the places. The food is beyond amazing. That's where Tabasco sauce is made. Nice. The real Cajuns in the New Iberia, eh? Yeah, that I would like. That's if you're like a tourist, it's one of the greatest places in the world to like visit from America. The other one I would actually check out would be Savannah, Georgia. Just because it's I have a friend actually who moved down there. Super cool place. And that would be like off the beaten path, really cool third place that I would want to check out. That would be hard. I'm trying to think of like what would be just what is truly interesting and unique culture. By the way, look at this. Look at the buys, guys. Look at how the buy price action just dominating. Tape is all green. This getting a breakout now. Let's see if this breakout is certainly meets all our criteria. So we're gonna see if we can trade it if it holds. 10-11 seconds left. Let's see. We're breaking the 700 level, so it's really a tough trade here because it took the 700, but I'm long and I'm hoping it's gonna take us out. Come on, baby, come on, do me right. Almost there. Didn't quite push a little higher. Let's see if this will take me. 703. No. Let's see if we'll go. Yeah, 707. Come on, baby. No, it may just fail at the 700. 700 is obviously a round number level. So that was the dangerous trade here. I knew I was kind of entering dangerous territory, but I was trying to see if it's worth the shot. Let's see. Come on, bulls. Come on, bulls. Hit us. All right, you know what? We're gonna take half the scalp. Good enough. And it actually goes, I think, finally takes us out. Yeah. So we did ride that wave. That wave barely took us over the edge, but we did ride it. Nice. I took it over there. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm sure as a coming from Louisiana to come to New York is a massive culture shock. Massive culture shock. God, I'm just trying to what would be the third super unique place in America that the really close to me actually, the Pennsylvania Dutch country, all the oh my God, now I'm losing my mind. Oh my God. Oh God, I can't believe I've lost my mind. Who Pennsylvania Dutch country? What are they called? The guys, that don't do electricity. And oh my God, I can't believe Amish. Thank you. The Amish are super cool to visit. Amazing food too. Really, really interesting. Yeah, the Amish. Thank you. Just definitely had like a blank out moment. Like the three, off the hidden path America that you don't really hear much about. That's really, really worthwhile. Really visiting. Would you guys agree? The Cajuns in Louisiana, the Amish in Pennsylvania, Savannah, Georgia, and the Deep South, the Gothic South. That would be my pick. Okay, retrace trade. We're just gonna trade Danier's trade here. 7 seconds left. I am a buyer here. I'm a buyer because this thing is rocking. Let's see if I'm right here.
Order filled.
I'm in the retrace trade. Let's see if it does me dirty. But we're just going to stay on the theme that buying is working. There we go. Come on. You hit me already. Hit me. There we go.
Order filled.
Good. Look at this. Three. We're finally getting our rhythm back. Three scalps in a row, and we're back in business. The breakouts and the retraces all working as the buying starts to really, really dominate. Wow, holy shit! Look at that move. Look at that. That thing popped all the way out to 30. Where do we exit out? We sold 13 and this went up. Oh wow, that was look at this pop. Look at that sweep. I went to 30. Gave it up at 13. Nice. So good. We're finally getting the rhythm of it, and that's sometimes it. It's like. Sometimes, you ever play tennis and you're not feeling good and you just can't get the rhythm and, the strokes are not working. And then you just keep staying on the court, just limber up. And then eventually you start feeling the ball and you start hitting the strokes. Scalping is the same kind of thing. Sometimes you're just, I'm not in the zone. I'm not watching the market. I'm not helping the market. That's why it's actually fun to trade with you guys, because sometimes like Dana was seeing the market much better than I was. Somebody else can really help you say, hey, you're not stepping into your forehand, and it's almost the same feeling to me. Like once you're in the zone, you're going to start hitting all these trades so much better. Anyways, good for us. We're starting to finally hit all these trades. Nice. So you're just sort of using my indicator as a general approximate. You're not actually using the actual entry signals. I'm actually using my own signals for using your structure with my own signals. But regardless, however, just to show you guys. So let's understand, what Dana was talking about and why I really liked his approach. We are in a uber bullish segment. We've been in a bullish segment for about at least an hour of just pure buying on a 1 minute chart is very, very, very attractive for us. Within that structure, if you're in that, in that structure, the retrace trades, which is these little red triangle trades, are almost always money. In this case, they literally were always money. You're buying the candle, winner. You're buying the red candle, winner. You're buying the red candle, winner. You're buying the red candle, winner. All of the, I sort of, started doing this very late in the segment because, I was a little rusty this morning. But it doesn't mean that, understanding this concept means that you can apply it in the next hour and the next hour and the next hour. After a couple of nasty clips, one of them legitimate, one of them illegitimate in the sense that I took a bad trade. You get a lot of it back. You get your rhythm back, and that's great. So today's a mixed day. One account is up nicely. The other one account is still down quite a lot. But I'm working it back, which is always a good thing. So that's sort of where things stand right now. Bullish trend. We are. Tim. The only thing is, I don't know if Tim is in. The only thing I don't know if I'm wondering if I'm overthinking this. The only thing that could be an interesting input into the tape table would be the relative, like the tape is getting stronger if this number is rising, right? And the tape is getting a little bit weaker if the number is falling. I think this number was like, just sort of to give you an idea, if we went into prime mode. See, this number was 18, right? It's 18, and you go forward. Oops, sorry. Shit, I messed up. Let's go over here. So number is 2. In this case, the bullish trend is rising. It's going to 6, to 11, to 13, 15, right? 15, bullish trend continues to sort of rise 21, 24, 25. And now it's going 21, 19, 18. And now it's going to, now it really dropped out, right? Drops down. And actually, yeah, now it really, sorry, I'm just looking at this. This is actually, we're done. So now like the bullish trend is kind of really, really reversed and it's dropped down. So we're still bullish tape, but weaker, And I wonder if for us to know, and also display. I think like if I was to do this visually, what you want to do is as it gets stronger, it becomes more neon. As if it gets more weaker, it becomes more gradient green. So if it was super strong here, it would be like really, really neon here and more gradient here. It would tell you the thing. And now it's obviously turning into mixed. So it's losing its power. One of the reasons why you can't automate this, it has nothing to do with whether you could. I definitely could do it, is because prop firms don't allow you to trade automation. They want you to trade discretionary. The second reason I think is a much more interesting reason is that automation will always fail. Will always fail because there is unexpected context that you're just not aware of. All right, tape is mixed, so I'm not taking this green triangle, although it's probably would be okay. And then no confirm here. Lots of sell-off signals here. Everybody who always say, "Why don't you just automate?" has never traded automated systems, and I've traded thousands. So I can assure you that it will not work. Variable size of the color bar. I think color is should be the visual clue. So like if it's getting super stronger bullish, the color, I wonder, the color just becomes more neon, just like the candles become. It would go from green to neon, back to green, back to mixed, back to like light pink, back to neon red. Kind of like that's what I'm thinking on the color palette as it compares itself to the next value. Does that make sense, Tim? I'm kind of thinking maybe that's the only thing we do here. Yeah, that'll be like the last little tweak, and then I'll release it tomorrow to everybody for the thing. Guys, as I was mentioning, giveaways still giving away Apex accounts. So if you want to register, oops, let me put the link in here. Giveaway. Let me see if 8 o'clock we're gonna do a draw. 8 o'clock we're gonna do a draw here. Where are we? Oh, sorry, never mind. Oh, okay. All right. I see a lot of you guys signed up. Nice. Okay. Keep signing up. At 8 o'clock, we'll do a draw. And Tim, I don't think we need to make this too complicated. It's really going to be like a 2-color palette, which is, if it's declining, it'll just be this green. If it's rising, it'll be neon green. If it's declining, it'll be this light pink, and if it's rising, it'll be neon red. The gray will just when it's mixed, it doesn't matter. We don't care. It'll stay the same. So like in a super bullish segment, you get like a neon green tape, green slope, and bullish breakout. That's like a super bullish construct of everything. Lucid and Tradingview allow you to do automated trading, Jim? Really? Is that a fact? Anybody else trade with Lucid? Do you trade automated systems on Lucid or Tradingview? Tape is bullish, and we are red candle down. We like this trade, so we're going to try and get long here on the trade at the close of the candle.
Order filled.
All right, we're in the trade. Let's see if it's going to work.
Order filled.
Hard to see. I was like super fast, but it totally worked. Danner, man, I'm going to call you Cajun Lightning. You are the man today. The retrace trade has just been bomb. We are literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0 on the on buying the retrace. Lucid allows automatic trading. You tried. So are you trading just wait, are you saying you're doing automatic trading on Apex, Jim? They literally have a rule saying they don't allow it. Have you had any issues with them? Also, let me just ask you, are you trading Ninja? Just not black box? So, sorry, what does that mean? So it's interesting. Now we're getting contradictory conversation here, which is sort of interesting. Jim says yes, as long as it's not a black box. Khadija says no, Apex doesn't allow. I was always under the impression that Apex does not allow it. I'll double check with them, because we're obviously a partner. But they categorically don't allow any automated trading. Means turn on, let run 24/7. You have to be able to move stops and limits. Sorry. Okay. A black box is, as they are defining it, is that you let it run 24/7, and you have to be. Could you give me like a little bit better description? Right. Line trading has been using them for years and now getting payouts. Sorry. Are you using NinjaTrader algos to trade with them? Which automated platform are you using? And you're using it with Ajax, with Apex, and they have no issues? That's really interesting. I was always under the impression that they were not. Simple metrics, you automated that with Sabre software. But like what I'm saying is they only allow like a certain amount of platforms, right? So you like, for example, the only platform that is universally like where you can automate the trades would be NinjaTrader, right? So Kyle says it's okay if you trade. So basically, if you have an automated strategy that you just that's not like just trading for you without any trader involvement. So like the trader, like if I came in right now and I did a NinjaTrader that says, we're going to program it to buy all the red triangles within a bullish tape trend, and I just press the button and we just hung out here and let my NinjaTrader trade for us for the next hour or two. That's totally possible. That is, it's done through NinjaTrader. Yes, that's right there. But like in this example that I'm giving you, the hypothetical that I'm giving you, Jim. Let's say I'm gonna automate my strategy on NinjaTrader script, right? I come in, we trade together. I press the script to run from like 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning, and every time we get a red triangle trade against a bullish tape on a confirm, it just does it. It just does it. That's okay because I'm only doing it for a limited amount of time, and I'm sort of supervising the robot within that structure. That's fine. Yeah, I don't need. I mean, Trade Sabre is fine, but like I don't need to. I can have Claude write native code, which is what I would do. I would just write native code to this thing because it's pretty easy. I mean, I have this code. I have the code automated on MT5. I just never bothered with NinjaTrader because I always thought that you couldn't do it on this thing. But that's really interesting. So you're telling me that you actually could do it as long as it's a sort of a trader involved structure, not like a 24-hour a day fully automated box. Wow. Cool. Cool. Well, now we just created a new project for Boris, right? Now we're going to just make a new trade. You know what's cool, by the way? Because the legacy accounts are still offered. I'm going to buy actually I'm going to buy Ninja Trader, which I never do, but I would buy the Ninja accounts, and then we'll run the algo on that. That could be a lot of fun. I am so this constituted kind of a let me show you why I hesitated. I didn't even bother talking about this particular breakout trade. You see how the slope over here is flat to negative. Slopes actually turn negative over here. That's why it's not a high conviction trade here on this move. Remember, on the breakout trade, what we want is like three things to make it uber bullish or uber bearish. We want slope to be sloping up. Right here, slope is sloping up, tape is going to be green, and you get the breakout trade. And even then, that kind of like retraced against us before we finally made money. So you really need a lot of things to go right on the breakout trade, but that happens. You absolutely could have that happen. You just have to have it all aligned. Cool. Well, thanks for letting me know, Jim. Like that could be a fun thing to do for us, for sure. Because guys, I do this, like if you're trading CFDs, we have such a great automation for Holo Trader, which, by the way, feel free to download as always. Like I said, if you want the Ola product, it's just simply Trader Tools EA /EA. Oh shit! What happened? Oh no! Sorry. Wrong. Prop Trader Edge. I forgot that I'm on the wrong. I have two domains: Prop Trader Trader Edge Tools.com EA. I'll send that over to you. Those of you guys who are trading MT5, this thing is like the greatest automation I've ever made in my life. And I've actually always wanted to have that on Feuds, and I never did because I never thought that we could. But now that Jim has opened up my eyes to it, that's actually very, very cool. Put the I haven't put it to you. Here's the tool. Let me show it to you. Prop Trader. What's this? There we go. Hang on. This is what I wanted to show you. And this is the link to it. Yeah, but we're not, I don't really work with my funded futures. Are we going to do straddle PC? Yeah, probably, Ben. I think we are. Maybe worth a shot. Anyways, for those of you guys who are trading MT5, this is literally an amazing tool. Go check this out. Just go look at all the cool things I built into it, including scale out of partials, which is really, really awesome. And that's something actually I would love to do for Ninja. And I may, fool around with that. It may be a project for next week. I can't do it now, but it may be a project for next week. All right, where are we at? No signals in the near term. Yeah, the tunes are not on Spotify, but I want to make a couple more new tunes. What I think about single stock futures, I'm waiting for the volume to pick up, but I think it's going to be a good product. I don't know if it's going to be a product tradable for us, but I think it's going to be a good product. Another red triangle retrace, guys. I mean, are we going to go for it? This is going to be like the 7th or the 8th trade in a row. 25 seconds left. Signal says yes. Gotta take it. Gotta take it. 16 seconds left. Let's see how it plays. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are, God, holy shit. Remember I said we're going through the 27s?
Order filled.
All right, we're in the trade now. It may have bought the top. Let's see. No. So one of the interesting things about why this one didn't quite work, but this one may, is, and I'll just explain. Let's try this one more time.
Order filled.
Okay, let's see if this one's going to work.
Order filled.
And look how well that works. So this is a super interesting insight into, why the red triangle works and the red triangle did not work. And it's part of it is just to see this one worked really well in the second try. So the red triangle is a retrace trade, right? It's the idea is that you have big breakouts and then it breaks the lows and that signals the red triangle. However, and this is where it gets interesting. I just realized this like as I was trading this with you. There are very few but kind of odd candles where the thing breaks the low of the prior neon candle, right? And then just becomes its own neon candle. And if it becomes its own neon candle, it's really not a retrace trade, it's a breakout trade. Remember, we talked about that a breakout trade is a completely different structure than a retrace trade. The next one over here is a true retrace trade because you see it's green, it's not neon, it's ending on its lows. So you buy, the whole idea here is we buy on the lows for a bounce. In this case, we bought on the highs for an extension, and that obviously did not work. So it's very, very interesting that when you're looking at the microstructure of behavior, we know where the odds are relative to context that really help you win. Every single red triangle off of a green candle that is buying on the lows worked for us. The one that did not was this one exception to the rule. So had we just simply passed up on this one and took a trade on this one like I just did, we would have been a lot better off. But that it's very, very interesting information for us as we keep trading the structure. I don't know where my VWAP is. Oh, it's all the way down there, 27,530. We're 200 points above. We've been in a super bullish trend, and over the last hour, we've been doing nothing but buying. As you can see, we've just been buying. As a matter of fact, over the last hour, we've been where's been my trade? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've been 5-0 if you don't count this last one, but this one, and you have to count it obviously. So we're 5-1. So 5 out of 6 trades have been winners. The loser was this outlier of a trade, which we shouldn't have taken. But we've been just doing but buying since. Actually, been buying, I guess, since about 7 o'clock. It's been a pretty strong trade here. It's been a very mixed day. I'll be honest with you. It's been a mixed day because I've had a lot of false bad trades that I took in one of the accounts. And this is the other thing is, if you're going to butcher something, if you're going to make mistakes, make it in one account and then leave that account. Like I butchered the account. I left it. I went back to the other account. The other account is up a couple $100 right now. I'm back to the to the red account now. but hopefully I'm going to, bring it back a little bit, resuscitate it back from its negative. The single most important thing is, if whatever you're doing, whether it's your own fault, the market is just not cooperating, or anything else is not working, switch the account. So now here it gets interesting. Now we have a red candle, still green structures, right? I can't buy.
Order filled.
But what I was going to say is, again, I wonder if this is going to work for me, because now it might work. Let's give it a shot. Maybe not. No, it's probably not going to work again. I want to get out of it early. Let me just see. All right, I'm just going to take this trade. I'll get quasi lucky on this trade to take the scalp back. So what makes this particular setup a little different from all the other setups? Visually, instantaneously should tell you it tastes a little off. It's a little off. You should be cautious if you want to do this. You know what it is? The candle is not green. The candle breaks the SMA. It's not really a retrace. It could be a turn, right? Like there's a thin blue line between a retrace where the sellers, where you're just buying value, to you are just buying a falling knife, which is a turn, where the sellers are overwhelming. So this was the first. You see, every winning red triangle trade was a candle. This was the first candle that turned sour. It turned pink. It broke the SMA. That's why I was like, oh shit, I really shouldn't be in this trade. And that's why I took myself out early and got lucky with a quick scalp. But we have so much visual richness. The whole idea of this indicator is to give you visual clues for go, no go, right? Because that's how human beings react. We are hunters on the savannah. The fastest processing we do is visual processing, right? That's how we calculate everything. So anything that the indicator does to help you calculate your decision instantaneously, really going to be helpful. So that was, that's kind of like another interesting takeaway. Neon green means, hey, it's no longer a retrace. Light pink, of course, means that it's soured. It's no longer. Neon green basically means it's a breakout candle, not a retrace candle. And a pink green means that it's lost its retrace and it becomes a turn candle. Kind of cool, right? Really, really cool. You guys vibing what I'm showing you here? Everybody, give me a +1 if you understand it. Hey, it's almost 8 o'clock. Holy shit! Today just is flying by. I haven't even left the desk for coffee. Man, we've been just in the zone today. Super interesting. Anyways, let's do a giveaway. You guys, I think we have like a lot of people already signed up for the giveaway. Let's do it, baby. Hold on. Where are we? All right. Oh, look at all the people signed up. Nice. Should we do the wheel? Okay, we're gonna do the wheel. And as always, guys, you got to be in the room. If you're not in the room, if I'm calling out your name, we're gonna move on. We're going to move on. All right. So I'm gonna spin for our friends at Apex. Here we go. Who's the winner? Oh my God, I cannot pronounce your name. But Chen Jilan, are you in the room, my friend? There you are. Now, okay, I will tell you this, and I should have said this beforehand. I don't know. I want to make sure that everybody understands. Apex does not do business across the world, right? So if you are in a where they don't take your business, nothing I can do. There's just nothing I can do. So don't come crying to me. I'm assuming I don't know where you're from. Where are you from, Chenjalan? Which are you American? Are you European? Like where do you where's your residence? Which country are you from? Norway. Oh, fine. You're good. You're good. Yeah. Anything, like in all those countries, you're good to go. So just do me a favor, email contact@bktraders.com. If you want me to, here's the email address. Just email us. Sorry. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong place here. Here we go. Oh, I cannot spell. And Kathy will set you up with a free account. Good job. Okay, we're gonna do one more. I'm gonna reset this. We're gonna do one more on the close of day here. So I'll take the winner out of the pool, and you guys keep registering. And the registration, I'm gonna put the link again. I've put the link into chat many times, but I'll keep registering again. Here's giveaway. You guys have a good time. All right. Ooh, bull tape. We should have probably bought this. Because this is the sort of same idea as red triangle, but extreme, right? Extreme bull tape against a. I should have bought this, but we're a little bit busy. All right, fine. We'll look for the next trade. So why would I buy this instead of sell this? Again, the tape is bullish. We have extreme sell-off, and in that case, we're sort of using the exact opposite criteria from this one. We just assume it's a retrace trade, not a think trade. Okay, so I think I have to buy this. Where am I? Boom, buying.
Order filled.
Let's see if this is going to work for us. Hopefully we get a little bit more momentum. The reason why I really like, and this was a super easy buy. So let me explain to you why this was a super easy buy. First of all, tape is bullish. The slope was negative. We started turning the other around. But the real reason why I always buy this pattern is lightning bolt down, reversed by lightning bolt up. Anytime you get a lightning bolt reversal, like massive volatility down, massive volatility up, that second candle is where the price is going to go. Like I have enormous amount of confidence the price was going to go up, and it certainly did. So that was a nice clean trade that took us out. So sometimes you get these patterns that are super easy. This is rare. You maybe only get one or two of these a session, but when you get the lightning bolt up, lightning bolt down, I don't even do anything else. I generally want to go with that trade. It's very rare that this trade is going to fail you. It's a pure momentum trade the other way. If you enter on the first one, it will carry over. You don't have to re-enter. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you work twice. It stays in the pool. Stays in the pool. So we've really this has been a really interesting London session. We've been up through quite a lot. Ben is actually putting my attention to the straddle trade. So what's on the calendar today? What's on the calendar today? We should focus our attention on news events for the near term. So the calendar today has, and I guess we can. This is probably the easiest way to do this. What's the red? A German CPI. Okay, so here's the calendar. I haven't even looked at the pound. Has the pound been affected by the BOE rate? Interesting. Okay, so here's the US PCE. Remember, inflation is such an important impact, right? Market is looking for a pretty marked contraction of inflation. Below 4, negative PCE. PCE is what the Fed looks at as the key input for inflation. That's their number one measure of inflation. So core PCE 3.3 against 3.4, 2 against 3. That's what we're looking for. Consumer spending is another interesting point. But what we're looking for is the advanced GDP. That's going to be a really key thing. I think it's going to be bullish because of the capital spend. I think the capital spend is going to be huge. Now, so if you think it's bullish, right? The trade you want to make, and the straddle trade that we're going to make, is we're going to go long NASDAQ, short S&P as a hedge. So if we think that GDP is 2.5 or something, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter. Even if we're wrong, the short S&P should kind of respond in our direction. But what I was going to say is, like, sometimes in this particular case, a bullish number might actually be negative for us because the market will start pricing in a higher interest rate hike. Like if this goes to 2.5 on GDP, that means the Fed has the capacity to hike interest rates against low inflation. On the other hand, if PCE comes in like 3.6, maybe even -2 against a strong GDP, that's super bullish. Regardless, it's very, very hard. At this point, it's going to be very, very hard to have hard conviction on where we go. What we can do best is straddle the trade properly. And straddling the trade properly for us is going to mean going, and this is where we can go to our wealth charts, to our wealth chart structure. So I think I have, what do we have? I have the 82, 81, 82, right? 81, 82. So we're going to trade NASDAQ, NQ1 against ES1. So this is going to be NASDAQ, and I'm going to add oh man, why can't I get this none? Okay. So we're going to trade NASDAQ against S&P. So I'm going to create one more chart here for the S&P. There's the why is S&P not showing up? ES. No. Huh. What's the symbol for the S&P? It's ES1. Oh, there it is. Okay, continuous. Sorry. Okay, so here's the S&P. So we're going to trade NAS S&P, and we need to make 3,000 against a $2,000 drawdown on each one. This is the one and done trade. This is the trade of where we, all in. We either win or lose. On NASDAQ, it's very, very simple. NASDAQ, we're going to go 4 large on NAS with on big with 156 target, 0 stop. That is always the right structure for us to get, to get paid, 0 stop. So we're going to say this. On the S&P, we've usually been trading, I believe, 6, right? So in order for us to, we need 10 points. Each point is $50. So 10 points is $500. We do 6, that's 3,000, and we need like 41. So on the S&P, it's going to be 41 ticks and 6 contracts. So come 8/29, we're going to lay down these numbers, and we're going to trade one account against the other account and see if we can get funded and give it a shot. That's going to be our second news straddle for the week. Yesterday we did a news straddle and it helped us fund on the Fed rate. This one I think is going to be worth giving us a shot on this. All right, so we're going to do that on wealth charts, and then we'll come back now to here, and when we're ready to set that up. So the rules are going to be just to give you an idea. Again, if you're trading with me, what many of you sometimes do, it's 4 NQs. Oops, sorry, NQ, and it's 156 TP, no stop. And this is going to be, we're going to go long. We're going to go long NASDAQ, and we're going to go 6 ES, 6 NASDAQ, 6 S&Ps, 41. Although I think we usually do 42, right? Because at 1, am I beating the spread? I am beating the spread. And what? Let's just do 42 ticks. Take profit, no stop, and we're going to go short. That's going to be our structure. Okay. So for those of you that are trying to construct it, go out there, go get some Apex accounts. So it's we're not hedging because we're not selling the same product. NASDAQ is different from S&P, and there's absolute risk that both of them could go wrong for 100 different reasons. So that is why we're like, yesterday we did NASDAQ against gold, which is completely uncorrelated. So that's how we do the news straddles. It's by no means a short strategy, but it's an interesting one. It definitely works for us a lot of times, and it's within the spirit of the rules we're trying to do. We're not straddling the account. By the way, if you just did NASDAQ against NASDAQ, you could still lose because of the trailing stop and everything else. The key to our trade, which is utterly unpredictable, and that's where that's where you're laying down the bet. The bet is that you're going to have monotonic rise, that is a rise without any retrace back. Tradify doesn't allow this also. Yeah, I understand, but we're trading Apex, and Apex is a lot more lenient. Now, again, they're more lenient on the eval accounts. They will not allow you to do this on the funded accounts. It doesn't matter because the funded accounts have a whole bunch of other rules that you would have, even if you did this on a funded account, it still wouldn't meet the criteria for payouts because they have other different rules. On the eval accounts, they're much more lax. As long as you're genuinely doing two separate instruments, right? Because it's an uncorrelated trade. Like I said, there is no guarantee. This trade, a hedging trade almost always guarantees an outcome. This one does not guarantee you outcome. You could lose on both sides of this leg just very, very easily. You could have NASDAQ go down and S&P not rally enough. Whatever. There's a million different rules. So we've been pretty successful doing this, and we've amended ourselves to doing it in a kosher way. So up to you guys. But I only do this with this is really only done with Apex. Apex is by far the most generous of prop firms to let you do this. That's why we're doing it. The giveaway has already been done, and we're going to do another giveaway at the end of trade around 10 o'clock. So no, not right now. So we're still keeping a bullish trend here. Still keeping a bullish trend. Oh, by the way, look at this. I took the, I was yapping, So we took this trade here, but we actually had that red triangle trade here, the retrace trade here. I'm going to call it the Cajun Killer, Danner, because that's the trade. This is the Cajun Killer. What do you think about that? Is he still in the room? Danner, are you still in the room, my friend? You still hanging in there? He's like quietly probably making about $1,000 today, trading the setup. But I think that's going to be my new call for it. What do you think? Oh, you're leaving it. Oh, he left us. Oh, too bad. He left us just as I was came up with a name for his setup. By the way, this is not a Cajun Killer. Why is it not? Red, a red candle. We talked about the idea. Candle's got to be green, not neon green, not red. This, right? Buying this is a turn trade. Buying this is a retrace trade. I really love this. I love the fact that my own indicator kind of really gives you a shortcut to what's good and what's bad. Everybody vibing this? Yeah, give me a +1 if you understand it. All right, we are sort of, I guess we're in a stall mode. We're going to just wait for the news to come out. Am I in replay mode? No. Cancel. I'm not in replay mode. Okay. Leave. I want to leave. Okay, that's what I want. Okay. All right, so there's like a lot of interesting things came out of today's session, like new projects for us to do. First of all, modified a tape, so it's going to be color coded into relative strength, relative weakness. That's going to be pretty easy. Add the yesterday's Globex high, yesterday Globex low, and open outcry high, open outcry low to this thing. And the third most interesting thing is the ability to maybe codify this thing in NinjaTrader, so that we can trade it. We can just let the robot place the trades for us on a per trade basis, or just maybe even on a per trade basis, which, as I found out today from Jim, is totally kosher. So we're going to give that a try. That's a longer term project. I wish I could do it with you guys this weekend, but unfortunately I have to go to my daughter's drama camp and watch a whole bunch of drama kids perform drama. So excited to do that. A visit to proctologist would be more favorable, but got to do what you got to do. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be the way we're going to do tape, Ben, is I'm just going to grant it to everybody who signed up who upgraded to lifetime. It's just going to be a lifetime exclusive, addition, because it's a contextual indicator and it's a separate indicator. There's zero reason to stuff the code that's already in lifetime. It's an overlay. See, it's an overlay. See, it's a tape overlay. It's just going to say, I'm going to call it BK tape overlay. And it's just going to give you, the regime structure. So I'll be granting it all to all you guys, and then you just simply see it in your invite only folder. We're going to call it I'm going to call it BK regime overlay or BK tape overlay. I don't even know what I want to call it. Probably BK tape overlay. And then we'll go from there. All right. So do I want to take a bite on this one? I kind of do, right? Remember we talked about the idea of tape being bullish, super sell-off. This is a retrace version of this one, but in a super sell-off way. Do I want to be a buyer? I'm going to give it a shot here. If we still end up as a lightning bolt down, 11, 12, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Order filled.
All right, I'm long. Oh, just there, almost there. So close, so close. Ooh, just missing me. Come on. There we go.
Order filled.
There we go. And we got done on the reaches. So again, and this comes out of like our discussion earlier today. Why is this a buy, not a sell? What makes this a relatively high probability scalp? Why do we do this? Again, it's a difference between momentum trade and a retrace trade. A retrace trade is you buy the lows looking for a bounce. And the only reason I bought these lows is because the tape is still bullish, right? The tape is still bullish. So the overall general, price action is still relatively bullish, which gives us a high degree of confidence that there's going to be a bounce here. But everything else here is clearly starting to turn very negative, right? So it looks really, really bad. But the thing that makes you want to stay with this thing is that the tape still remains relatively bullish. And that's the contrary indicator on this thing. Now, when you're trading these things, they're much cleaner and clearer. You have the slope support, you have the tape support, and it's just basically a sell-off trade. This is a much lower risk trade in many ways, but this is a much more fun trade when it happens. But you can only do this if you have this divergence. If this thing was anything but green, you really can't make that trade. Because then it becomes a falling knife. The only reason you want to make a stand here is because you see a contrary condition here that makes you think the price is going to bounce. Anyways, good for us. We are slowly but surely coming out of the cellar on this other account, and I think this is like the 7th or 8th consecutive winning trade that we've done so far, right? So pretty good. I'm not crying. Yeah, you like that? You like that, Ben? Yeah, it'll be really good. Yeah. All right, what time we got? Oh, 23 seconds. We got about 5 minutes before the news event. We're going to switch over to wealth charts in just a little bit, and we're going to do a wealth straddle. We're going to do a news straddle on that, and give it a shot. I don't know if this is going to be an explosive news event. I'm not yesterday's FOMC was a lot easier to handicap, and by the way, this reminds me, I'm going to trade non-farm payrolls with Sam from Ola again. I got to get a hold of him next Friday. We're definitely going to trade the NFPs next Friday for sure. News today is GDP and PCE. PCE is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. And both GDP is expected to be relatively strong at 2%, and PCE is supposed to be lower. The other reason I'm hemming and hawing today is, so PCE is going to show probably a decline, but it's stale data because we know that the oil inputs have gas has just popped about 50 cents a gallon over the last month. That's not in the data. That's going to come in, next month. So is the market going to look past this thing? I have no idea. It's going to be, this is a purely shits and giggles trade, right? Like I have zero idea if this particular straddle is really going to work, because we know that when we're trading NFPs, we know when we're trading CPI, those are super market moving events, and you have high degree of confidence that it's going to have a what's called a monotonic move, like a move one way or the other without any kind of retrace, just a straight up, straight down move. The reason why this trade works and the reason why we do it is because it's what's required is a straight up, straight down move, right? That's what's required. That's what we need in order to do this. So we're almost there. What time is it? We got about 4 minutes left. So at around 8:29 New York time, right? By the way, I love the new wealth charts look. It's so cool. I really like it. And what is this? Like, what is this NQ? If I click on this, does that take me to that chart? Is that what this does? I don't want to click around anymore because I don't want to fuck around these trades. But anyways, we have the NQ. As I said, 4 NQs. We're going to go long. We're going to go long this thing, 156.0. Then we're going to switch to 6 shorts, ESs at 41 ticks, 0 stop. No stop. Just waiting to see where we go. So the idea is that generally, I think the inflation should be lower, GDP positive, that pops us higher. We're in a positive tape, right? Market is already feeling bullish. So any kind of bullish news should be helpful to our trade. And we'll give it a shot. We'll see if it works. It does switch to that chart. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I love I just love all the new aspects. We're going to trade a lot more with wealth charts. There's another. All right, we got about 2 minutes. I'm just going to wait patiently. I'm going to try to place my trades at around 8:29:30, about 30 seconds before, to give myself minimal amount of time of volatility in front. $8.28. So 8:29:30. I'm gonna go long NAS for 156 ticks profit, 0 stop. Then short 6 S&Ps, 42 ticks profit, 0 stop. All right, 29.05. All right, I'm going to be a buyer here. Then I'm going to switch over to the 82 account. And I'm going to go to the S&P. We're going to go to 6. And we're going to adjust this to 42 ticks. Say apply. And we're going to sell this. Oh man. Wait, hold on. Which account? This is this account, 82. 6, sell. Okay, there we go. I was in the wrong count. It just flipped me over. All right, so wow. What happened here? Did we release? What did my NASDAQ do? I'm not even watching. What's my NASDAQ? Did NASDAQ get done? Oh no, I got killed on both accounts. What happened? See, I'm getting killed on both accounts. I don't know what happened. I'm short. Where's the news? So it spiked up and then it kind of came back down. See, it just GDP was weak. Core PCE was in line, a little bit weaker. So price index was higher. Everything was sort of weak. Not really great. Not really positive numbers. But let's see what happens. We're still in the trades, right? I'm still in the trades. Everything got fucked here. How did I? Super interesting. Am I out of this trade? I don't even understand where are my stops and targets on this thing? Okay. Why am I short? Wait, I'm totally confused. Did I go short this thing? Oh, I am 6 of these. Did something that? Okay, hold on. I'm just completely confused with this structure. $81. Am I? Oh, 81 got done. Oh, look at that. Oh, so we popped up and I got done on 81. Oh, I'm so confused. Holy shit, that was really confusing. Okay, so 81 actually got done. 82 is the one that's floating negative, which I really don't care because that was, part of the whole thing. 82 is actually coming back to being positive. You know what? Oh, wow. You know what? Let's let me flatten out. Or could I not flatten out? Is this not letting me flatten out? I don't understand why 82 is not letting me flat out. Flat. Okay, let's get flat. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we made money. Oh, wow, this is so confusing. I think it's because I had so many accounts here. 81 absolutely hit target. So the long NAS, this spasmodic jump, did jump like 50 points in our direction. Sorry, this would be the NQ. We got long. That was good enough. 40 to 80. That made us. All we needed was 33 points. That made our trade. Then the Nasdaq the S&P, which we were short, actually survived the short and then started moving to the downside. And I just decided, hey, why not? Let's book a little bit of profit. So we're actually up $800 on Nasdaq. This account stays live. We can try to trade it towards the 5,300, and the 81 account is funded. That's what happened. You were long on NQ and the TP failed. Mine didn't. I mean, you can see it. It got done. You can actually see. We can actually go to my NQ, my 81 account. Let me show you because we can look at my TP. Okay, so here's my 81. Let's look at the TPs. See, enter here, there, over there. I don't know if you guys may have entered after me or you may be a little bit late, but that got done. That got done. And then what's interesting is that the 82 account survived the stop. Here's the ES. See, I survived the stop on the entry here. I survived the spike against me, and then he covered it over here. I wonder if what was it, 99, 93? Not quite. It still would not have taken me to full profit because the volatility on the ES was smaller. But yeah, all right. Anybody got funded? Oh, Jane Bond says she was on NQ and TP filled. Okay, that's good. So you made money. And Svetlana, are you Russian? Good job. Sorry, I got myself, and this is a good example of having a good plan ahead of time, so you don't have to think about it in the middle. So we had the plan. I mean, that's great. So we're actually 2 for 2 on getting funded on one and dones this week, which is great. That builds up my whole inventory and still leaves me, shockingly enough, leaves me with the other account in positive territory, which means we could actually trade it in positive territory. Matter of fact, we probably could. The only reason I don't want to trade is because I don't have the tape overlay on the wealth charts just yet. But actually, you know what? We can do split screen. You guys want to trade wealth charts with me for a little bit? We'll trade this particular. Let's trade this. Yeah, why not? We can do a little bit of wealth trust trading now for until the rest of it, because I think I can trade this one. Let me just modify everything. Let me just get rid of everything that I don't want. Get rid of the ESs. What? No, I don't want to enable copy trading. I want to do this. Okay. So here's the big NAS contract, and let's create this one. Let's go to dots. Let me put the neon triangles on so we can have both. Okay, so I have the neon triangles. We have this. We have everything organized. The only thing is, I hate the fact that this ATR is like, again, we're moving all of this. This is all going to be adjusted on wealth charts cosmetically. But yeah, I just don't like it. Now, if I wonder if we can do this. I think we could. We might have enough space on here. I'm going to just simply do all right. So it's not very, it's a little bit compressed, but the only thing we need to care about is this. Why is there no red triangle here? Why is this different? Huh. Oh, there it is. You can't see it. This is why, because of the fucking ATR thing. Okay, sorry. So the wealth charts chart replicates this completely, but we need to move the ATR label because it's blocking everything. We're going to move all this stuff. This will be done. I promise you. It's already in queue. But we're just going to basically look at signals over here. Now the cool thing is, while this may not be perfect as far as visualization, it's like the best thing for trading. So I'm going to do one NQ, just one, and I'm going to set up my where's my, oh, here it is, the brackets. I'm gonna just set up my brackets here. I want to set up my brackets. I'm just gonna do 12. No, 16. 48. Oops. 48. Y. Okay. All right. So the cool thing is I don't have to worry about the brackets because I have, it's all going to be in the thing. All right. Cool. We're, positive bull breakout, a breakout candle, right? If this thing holds, we can go long. So we're going to trade this account and see how well it goes with the structures that we have. 28 seconds left on the clock. $12 seconds. No trade. No lightning bolt trade. Good morning, Bella. How are you? So, Joe Bozo, John, I was talking about today, very, very important. This is one of the reasons why we love Apex, of course, is the ability to have multiple accounts. The value is not just having multiple accounts and having the leverage of trading them. It's the ability to walk away from a wounded account and instead of trying to kill it. If you have a couple of losses in an account, just walk away from it. Trade fresh from a new account. You'll have a fresh perspective, fresh mindset, and more importantly, fresh P&L. There's nothing like kind of a negative P&L to bum you out. You're going to force trades, make bad trades, try to make it all back just by the virtue of having a negative P&L. When you have a fresh P&L or a clean positive P&L, you're going to just, good brings good, bad brings bad, right? It's all everything in life is momentum trading, one way or the other. So, by the way, here we go. We're going to call this the Cajun Killer for Daniel, who's already left the room today after giving us the best idea for a setup, which is, again, that this got to stay here. It can't be a neon candle. But if this is where positive tape, a little bit of a retrace candle here, as long as it stays green. If it starts turning positive, I'm not trading it. And we're going to take the trade here in wealth charts in 1 second. There we go. And see if we can get that done. And maybe not. This one fails. Okay. We eat the retrace trade. So this one fails. Sloped tape turns mixed. So now we don't really have a trade. Okay. Well, that sucks to take the first trade in wealth chart negative, but that's fine. It's we'll work out. This is the eval account that we could have blown, which we didn't. So we're going to try and make the best out of it and work it forward. This was just the last of the gasp. Like, this was a great trade right over here after the trade, and we saw that we sort of post news prices have just kind of plateaued at around this 27,800. So not surprising that we couldn't get it. Tape is mixed, so no real signals for us at all right now. Let's take this off so we're not crowding. But that was a legit trade. It was a trade. Yeah. Hey, Ben, why didn't you have a take profit set? Were you just trading without a take profit? Is that what happened? So for those of you guys that want an explanation for dots, let me put the I'm putting the link in here. You can download the explanation for dots right then and there. Oh, and by the way, a lot of people have signed up for the giveaway. We already gave a one Apex account. Let me just give you the link for giveaway. We're going to give another one in about an hour after New York Open opens up. So be my guest. Go out there, go crazy with it. What was I saying? Oh, you wanted to know the difference on the candles, like the coloring of the candles. So a green candle simply stays above the moving average. A neon candle floats above the moving average. A pink candle breaks the moving average to the bottom. That's the thing. Ah, I see. Okay, so you had your own thing going on beforehand. That's why. That's why it didn't quite work. Okay. Yeah. That's why I always like to trade fresh 50s, because then I know exactly the proper take profits to do. That is also kind of a thing. Like if you have accounts with like stub value in them, you really want to either recalculate the proper take profit targets or just start with fresh 50s. You know that a fresh 50, 156 ticks get you funded, guaranteed, if you hit that. Yeah, so that was so Jane, that's the difference, is the coloring of the candles that we look for. The proper trade on a red triangle is just a green candle. It's a retrade. If it becomes a neon candle, that's already a breakout candle, no. And a red candle means it could be a turn. It's already the moving average, so it's not nearly as strong a trade. This was all legit. It just didn't work, which is fine. This failed 1 out of 4 times. We've only failed, I think, like 1 out of 7 times today. So it's been good. It's just that one time is going to be the first time we tried it on wealth charts. But we got plenty of time to go and plenty of signals in front of us to do. Price action really sucks today. It's been a challenge. We've actually had a lot of success with it between the 7 and 8 o'clock hour when we got into the sync of it. But yeah, it's definitely in the first hour was really a lot of challenge. Just a lot of fake moves or not clear moves for sure. Nothing yet on Discord, Tony. It'll be hopefully lit up next week. Yeah, you're holding your ammo for NFP and CPI using fresh accounts. Cool. Let's see what people are saying about the actual data. Does anybody have any headlines? Just looking at what's going on. Let me look at this. Outlays up, personal income is down. So spending is up, income is down. Not great. GDP was 1.5, right? Yeah, that's weak. That's surprising. That was surprising. I don't know. My vibe tells me we kind of drift lower today. We'll see. We know what my vibe is worth. It's worth nothing right now. Bullish tape, and kind of a muted, no signaling structure here. Slope is actually negative. So I'm just going to go to a different chart for 1 second, guys. Let me. All right, let's watch the price action. Let's see if we get any kind of break moves here. ATR at 18. It's pretty decent volatility post event. Market is asleep. Let's see if we get a lightning. If we get a lightning bolt trade here, that's a buy for us. Its slope is moving upward. Neon candle will be obviously very, very strong, and the bullish tape looks good. You feel the same, Barrett? Daily candle has no bottom wick. Yeah. GPCU is good for inflation. GP lower than expected means less chance of a rate hike. That's true. I mean, that's what I mean by being positive. But the fundamentals of the economy are, like, what does that mean going forward for earnings? That's going to be a big question. So I mean, I don't know. It vibes me that the market might be in a funk for all of August. We might be trading the shorts much more than the longs. We'll see. This 27,800 is acting like a cement ceiling. We had the big breakouts, and it just cannot get up above it. Oh shit! You know what? I haven't even taken a break here. Let's take a break, guys. In the meantime, I'm going to play a little music. Let's take a quick break, and don't forget to sign up for the giveaway, because I'm definitely going to do another giveaway before the end of the day. Let's chill out a little bit, and let's hope that we don't get a break. If we get a breakout trade here to the upside, that's going to be a buy. Hopefully, I'm going to be in there, but we'll see. June and July are the worst trading months. Really? No, June, July, August. Yes. August, unless we have like some massive geopolitical thing, then you're going to have volatility up the gazoo. But yes, we're entering into that phase where it's going to be trialing. But I think we can succeed here because of all the great tools that we're just designing here that help us. So it'll be interesting. Even as challenging as today was, the majority of my fuck ups were my own. Like only 2 or 3 legitimate stop outs the whole day long. Everything else was just me being an idiot. All right, guys, let's play a little music. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Let me go get some coffee. Hey guys, all right, I came back to a to a buy which I just bought very very fast, and now coming back to another buy. So we'll see if that works out. That was a super fast buy. I don't know if you guys saw it. I just basically bought that retrace, and it popped right up on my trade, and now I have a breakout buy over here, which I am going to do right now, and we'll see if that works out. And we're done. So 2 and 2, we come back to recover very, very fast. Hi guys, hi. I'm back. Everybody, everybody watching the trades. So it's easier actually on wealth charts for me to show you what we did here. This was the retrace buy, boom. This was the break buy, boom, right? Both of them worked very well. And of course, both of them worked for much more points than I was, than I had in there. So for those of you guys who are trading for larger targets, you could easily have gotten both of them on the way. But why did this work? We had the proper tape. We had the proper momentum. We had the proper slope. Everything was lining up exactly the way we wanted to. And that's the key thing. When the setup is an A setup, it's usually going to be a high probability structure, right? Cool. Okay. Any questions on this? You guys vibing it? Okay. Another potential buy for us. Retrace trade over here. Tape is bullish. Red triangle. 23 seconds left. I'm going to wait for the trade to complete. See if we can get another buy off here. Oh, not a trade. It turns into a neon triangle, which turns into a breakout. That's not a trade. It'll probably work, but remember, we trying not to chase the trades. We're trying to buy the retraces in this particular setup. So I'm not going for it. And that's what the color, the colorization of the chart really helps us out. It still probably is a pretty decent trade. It's just not as good a risk as it is, buying the dip for a bounce versus buying the breakout for a further high move. That was like the big insight from today's price action. You'll see. But hey, we broke the 800, so it probably is a further flow up. Remember, we were completely buried under the 800 level, and then after I went to get coffee, and then we did a couple of big breakouts. And we are moving here. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I wonder if the market really wants to rally it all the way to 28,000. Like the bears are going to be probably pulling their hair out, because nothing here is really supportive of super strong market rally. But the very fact that it's rallying must be killing people. See, it probably would have eked out. We probably would have been able to eke out. The close here was 52. The high was 59. Yeah, it would have been able to make the 5. It would have been able to eke out, but it's, you see how problematic it is. It could have just easily turned against us. But still not bad, We started to hit all those trades. We are 20 minutes from the open. See how it goes. Here's another retrace candidate for us. Basically like kind of a buy to dip version on a scalp version. The tape is still very, very bullish. We're still looking good. Let's see if this one works. 14 seconds left. Oh, goes to the highs. All right, I'm going to try it and give it a shot. And it does work. It kind of went to the highs, back to the lows. So I gave it a shot for a quick pop. And we are golden. And now we're in breakout territory. I mean, the market just keeps trading up. We're riding this move up. Like if you look at the chart over here, basically you see I'm on the right side of the market the whole time. I'm scalping up, taking all these trades. And this has turned into surprisingly strong bull move, right? So the data has given us the clues to trade this, which is what we want. The indicator give us the clues to trade the strong move. And we took it beautifully. Anybody take those trades with me? Yes, no? Miguel and Tammy. Are you guys, I'm actually curious. Miguel, are you trading wealth charts or are you trading Tradingview? And Tammy, same for you. My questions. Because I'd love to get your kind of reads on both of the platforms. What are you guys trading? Tell me first. Both. Yeah, me too. But like on this particular trade, were you trading wealth charts? And are you using the fast action tool? You like this little tool, that I'm using? Are you using that? I find that to be like the single, like ironically enough, it probably was a throwaway idea on their part, but it's actually the single best thing they did. I really, really like the quick buttons. I actually told Sean, who's the product manager there, that the only thing that they need is the price, the last price to be on this panel, so you don't have to look up and constantly see where the price is at. You can't find it. It's in the bar. It's in the favorites tools bar right over here. Fast action tool. You just got it? Yeah. Let me know how I think you like it. It's really good. Remember, the cool thing about it is you don't have to worry about the brackets. The brackets are set globally. So once you set your brackets globally, you just simply bang away. And you can go obviously join bid, join ask if you want to get queued. These days I don't join bid, join ask, but if you're sort of positionally trading, you could certainly do that. I don't know what the hell this is, by the way. What is this thing? Oh, sync top bar. Yeah, I guess you're syncing it with top bar. That's what it is. Okay. Miguel, do you use the fast action tool or you trade from the top of the bar? Tape is mixed. We kind of, this was the last gasp of the bulls for the time being. London high at 876. We petered out in front of the 900 number, and we will, we'll see how it goes. FAT, baby. They really could have come up with better acronym, right? I'm using the FAT tool. They really didn't think they didn't think this through completely. Hey, is Astrologer in the room, man? Is he coming in? I guess he's coming in late here. He's probably going to be fading London highs the moment we come in. All right, so I got to tell you, I am bloodied but unbowed today. I just took a look at the all P&Ls, which I thought would have been horrible given how many forced errors I had today. And it's not great. I'm 2 green, 2 red on the Tradingview accounts. Obviously we did well on wealth charts getting funded, but it is much more like it's a paper cut instead of a massive bleeding wound on my P&L. And that's a function of the fact that I stayed true to 2 things: not really getting crazy on size and sticking to my process. And that's interesting. Like that means that as long as we can stick to our trades, we should be in better shape. All right, what is this? We are tape green. Not quite giving me the breakout trade. So no trades here. This looks like a gasp of the bulls in front of open highs. Not much of a move. 9:15, got 50 minutes before the open. Let's see what the open brings us here today. But yeah, the big takeaway from all of this is, as bad as I was trading today, I'm not close to going. Remember, I blew up 3 accounts with you guys on, was it Tuesday? When I just totally lost my shit. I'm not even close. I'm not even close because I'm under control in terms of size and in terms of the ability to come back from the loss, which is really good. Let's see how long that lasts. Hey guys, giveaway, right? Don't forget, giveaway. Go out there, sign up. A lot of people already signed up. And all one quick trader for everybody who wants quasi-automated trading. Now that Jim told me I could use Ninja Trader, God help me, you've unleashed a beast. I'm going to start making tools for Ninja Trader. I'm going to start doing that. That means we're really gonna have to. The only thing I hate, I love web-based platforms. I hate fucking Windows-based platforms. That's why I don't like MT5 as well. Even though the tools are all great for that. I'm just waiting for somebody to be so smart as to create a cloud-based algorithmic platform. So in other words, you write the script to the cloud and you can use a web browser and the algorithm will just execute in the cloud without you having to have a Windows-based platform on your desktop that's going to run it. That's my nirvana. Still 15 minutes to go, and we're basically just treading water here. But the tape remains positive. Who's new in the room here? Come say hi to me. Who wants to explain a few things for you? Isn't that how wealth charts? No. What I mean by algorithmic trading is you have to create you create a script that executes in the cloud. I mean, wealth charts may work this way, but it's not open source, so you can't do it. Hey, Mr. Boogie. Yeah. So we're just chilling. Nothing much going on here. Nothing much for us to do. We took all the good trades to the upside earlier, and now we're just chilling, waiting for the next set of signals to come in. Wow, really died down, like zero, just like zero price action before. I guess we're gonna have to wait for the New York Open to kind of see where the trades lie. See if let's see what's on Twitter just for a sec. What everybody's saying. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, one piece of financial news, maybe some of you guys missed. There's a fund in UK. I forget what it's called. It's called Situational Awareness. They obviously were very long these AI stocks that got crushed. I don't know how much margin exposure they had, but they are in big trouble, and they're starting to do liquidation. Usually, we've seen this 1,000 times. If they're going to go into liquidation, there may be a couple of others. That's the things that could really weigh on the market. So that could be a stress point as we go forward. So I'm just looking at all the other headlines. Of course, zero hedge all over this. If there's any negative news, zero hedge will be the. They're like a. What are those birds that like go to a carcass? What's the name of the bird that eats dead people right away. That's how zero hedges to any negative stories. Vultures, right? Vultures, right? So they're like the bear vultures. That's exactly it. Vultures. We're still mildly bullish. Tape is still mildly bullish. So who's new in the room wants me to explain the tape for them? Like, what does the tape overlay mean? Give me a +1. I want to see like 5 of those, and I will explain it in excruciating detail. All right, rap stories. Give me a +1. Come on, new people, let's go. I want to see 5 +1s in there. I'm going to make you work for your knowledge. Jen Trading, Richard Wolf, nice. All right, one more. Come on. UB. And Hound Dog. Okay, so I assume we're not going to do any more trades until market opens. So I'm going to go just to full screen to kind of give you guys a bigger view. I'm going to do my little boomer cam. So in the tape indicator, there's really two components. There's the 20 SMA slope and the breadth. The breadth is the easier one to understand. This indicator takes a measure going 31 candles back, and it says how many of the 31 candles back are up candles. It means, closing above the open. How many of them are down candles, closing below the open? And then the difference, if it's positive, creates positive breadth. If it's negative, creates negative breadth, right? Very, very simple. This is just pure price action, right? That's the first component of this. The second component of this is derivative information. We're taking the 20-period SMA measure, and then we're saying, let's say 20-period SMA measure now is, just for argument's sake, 27,840. And then we say, what was it 10 candles back? And let's say 10 candles back, it was 27,830. Well, it's higher than the 10 candles back. And by how much higher? By, let's say, 13 points in this case. It's higher by, in our fictional example, it's higher by 10 points. But in this case, it's higher by 13 points. So if it's higher, that's positive slope, positive breadth, bullish tape. That's it. That's all we're doing. Now, the thing that we're going to introduce that's going to give it even a little bit more of a nuance is we're going to ask the following question. The prior candle, like in the measure, we take a measurement at the end of each candle. So in the last minute, the minute before candle, what was the slope measure? Let's say it was 13. And what is it now? Now it's 14. If that's the case, the strip is going to be neon green. If the prior measure was 13 and now it's 11, that's just going to be pure green, right? Not as bright. If it's negative, then the whole thing goes mixed. And it's going to be the same idea on the red side. If it's lower measurement, then it's going to be pink. It's going to be like this. And if it's a super extreme negative, it's going to be hot pink like this, hot red like this. So we're going to give it just one more nuance on the strip, so you'll know, oh, it's super bullish, it's modestly bullish, it's not bullish at all because it's mixed, or it's modestly bearish, or it's super bearish, and that will give us, instant read on the structure. Does that make sense to everybody? That's going to be the addition. I'm going to make an addition like this. Then I'm going to publish it and have it. Everybody who is eligible, everybody who upgraded to the lifetime gets it. Anybody who wants to get it, just email me, and there's still possible. I can still give you basically the links are still available, and you can still upgrade. So if you want the full lifetime access to my indicator and Kathy's indicator and a whole bunch of other stuff, like $20,000 worth of stuff for less than 3 figures, then yes, come join me, and you will get it, and you will be in really good shape. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Giveaway is going to be 10 o'clock. All right. We're gonna do the market open. We're gonna see if we can trade the market open. See where we can go. We have one account funded. We're gonna try to run this one towards funding, and I'm gonna start. And tomorrow I'm gonna try and trade wealth charts as much as possible. In the afternoon. We're gonna trade for our friends at Funded next in the London session, and then we're gonna trade wealth charts in the North American session tomorrow. Hey Svetlana, you never answer me if you're Russian. I'm trading this because market open, right? This is sort of a legitimate breakout candle, but just not trading it because we got market. They're going to let the first 2 minutes of the market play itself out. And actually, I need to adjust the settings here. Okay. Ukraina. Okay, very nice. Где в Украине? Одесса или Kiev? My whole family on my father's side is from Odessa. Hey, astrologer, how are you, my friend? I was just talking about you. I was saying he must be getting ready to run the London highs. We are 1 minute away. 1 minute away. Понятно. Bye, Jane. Oh, look at this! All this Russian popping up in my chat now. Very nice. Boom. All right. New York Open. Running the. We're gonna just obviously let this settle because this shit always gets crazy. But let's see if it's gonna be 100-point candle or not. The low is 8. It's so far it's like a 50-point candle. It's not a big spread here. Let's see where it goes. So tape's still positive, but wobbly. Momentum down signal on the open. We're doing a pop and drop. All right, first candle about 40, 50 points, not too bad. I mean, not really, huge fall. It really feels like, I don't know. It looks like they want to run the 28s. Excuse me. Oh, guys. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's raining in Jersey, and that is just prime allergy weather for me. Man, it has sucked balls, the weather this week in Jersey. It's been like one unending rain. So we're bopping around. And remember, the first 10 minutes usually can be very treacherous. Nothing for us to do. Momentum down again, but against a mixed tape. The tape is now mixed. Very tight range so far. We're basically a 50-point range 5 minutes into the open, which is very, very tight for New York Open. And it looks like they want to run the session low. ATR picking up to about 25. Feels like they want to go lower, take out 27.8, maybe even come back down. What's below us underneath here? Tokyo highs at 700. We'll see. That's a far stretch here. Let's see. Man, that's a lot of whipsaw action, right? That is the most whipsaw action I've seen in a long time. Tony, you still in the room? Tony was asking about when we're going to open up Discord. I just want to let you guys know we're definitely working on it, and it's going to go sequentially. So everybody who's a lifetime member is going to be invited first. Then we're going to invite everybody who has been in our community, and then we're going to open it up to the general public. So it'll be lots of stuff here. Tape is still mixed. The breakout signal not really confirmed. Just a ton of vol here, man. Wow. Looks like they held the lows for the time being. All right, we take out the 900 level. There we go. New York session lows. Probably if this holds as a lightning bolt trade, we're gonna take it, but it's got to hold. Not quite. can't get it up. I would have still honestly still traded because you could tell the momentum was there, but I just didn't have the signal. But I would, if I was off screen, I would have taken it because it's pretty obvious that was a up trade. All right. Definitely a lot of two-way trade here. Not a super lot of conviction at the highs. Do we have a WhatsApp? No, we don't. Do we add be back to the site? Oh, it's going to be like a new lifetime section, Tony. They'll be like it's all new. It's fully renovated. It's fully renovated. But yeah, there'll be like a resource section and all sorts of stuff. Yes. Yeah. No, we don't have a WhatsApp. I mean, I'm obviously on WhatsApp, but like that would be crazy. No, the Discord is going to be good. Once it goes up, it's going to have like, lots of places to chat. Ooh, what happened? How does my session get disconnected? What happened? All right. Guys, it's, thank God that we're doing nothing, right? It's just, you can really see that there's zero directionality. The market is really groping like a blind man in an alley for some type of direction here. Remember, I told you that the top side didn't look very convincing. Let's see what the bottom side looks like. We finally basically expanded to a 100-point range, but that is very weak after 5 minutes. We're in like a 200-point range, right? Oh, nothing going on here. This is like the definition of lots of heat, little light, meaning huge amount of movement without any progress. If you were to like string together these candles into one long trend, it would be probably about 600 points. And instead, we were like within, that's actually that's a cool little indicator, no? So what you do is, that's a really interesting indicator. You take an X grid of candles, you measure the high and the low of each candle, you concatenate them, and you compare that against the high and low of the range. And that becomes your little heat, lots of light, lots of heat, little light indicator, because it basically shows you efficiency of movement, right? Oh, that's kind of cool. Now I want to do this. Now I really want to code this. You know what? Maybe I'll code this. Maybe I'll code this and I'll put that as a function into our tape indicator just for shits and giggles. You guys understand what I'm saying, guys? Like the whole idea is, if you look at this range, this is a 7 minute range. If you were to take each candle and add it together, these are big candles. Each candle is like 40 points, right? So you add 10 candles, that's 400 points. And how much movement has there actually been? There's only been like maybe 80 points. So the ratio of actual movement to potential movement tells you how efficient the thing is. So if you created 400 points of intra-range movement and only moved 50 points, your ratio is just, like, what is it, 1 to 5, like a 20% efficiency ratio. Whereas if you, created 100, if the whole thing was 400 points and you moved 300 points your way, that's a 75% efficiency ratio, right? So it's kind of cool, no? Yeah, I mean that's that, but that's a way to quantify the wicks. You're basically quantifying this incredibly wiki open. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to add like one more line here. We're going to call it efficiency ratio, and we'll put that in there just for fun. Oh man, market the action is so boring that people are just drifting out of the room. I mean, we're like the first half just not doing much, right? The chop fest, yes. We're breaking out. Finally breaking out. Positive trade. How much time? 34 seconds. This is actually a legit trade. Tape is green. Slope is sloping. Got a breakout. All right, let's give it a shot once it closes. And it doesn't hold. Look at this. It doesn't hold. Unbelievable. Man, it's got to hold. Let's see if it holds. All right, we're long. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, we got done. We got done, motherfuckers. That's it. We held true. It swept us up. Nice. Nice. All right. First trade after like half an hour of doing nothing, which is perfect because, you know. Was that, Manfred, what is that? Is that Pac-Man? What is that figure? Tick charts probably do the same thing, but again, it's not what they do. It's just the ability to quickly calculate that value, you know, on a, let's say, per, you know, look back basis. So in this case, you could just make a, you know, 10 period look back basis. We're starting to really pop up finally. So this is like a classic breakout. Hey, astrologer, were you trading the breakout, by the way? You take, you know, I know I've been yapping. I was, you know, remember I said to you, like, we could go to 2,800 if, you know, if they took out the breakout. Did you take that sweep? I guess he's trading, so I'm not going to bother him. But that's a classic sweep, and now we took it right up to the round number. See where it stands now. Excuse me. Now we might get some price action. You took a few scalps? Yeah. But that was just like the thing about, you know, guys, the reason why we have these session high, session low labels, and you'll see this again, this is where the price action happens, right? This is where you get the 50-point moves in 1 minute, right? Like if you were just for argument's sake, if you were say to yourself, I'm going to use maximum leverage and get myself funded in like a 30-point move. Why would you want to do that? You would want to do that only at session highs, session lows. That's where everybody pays attention. Like that is not random. We see this every freaking day, every freaking session, all the time. It obviously, you know, it's not going to be as volatile in London as it's going to, or maybe Tokyo as it is in New York. But the point being is that the movement around session highs, session lows is almost always there, right? We were basically session high here was around 876. We ran 100 points in 3 minutes. Why do you think we did that? Because that was a session high breakout. You know, that's where everybody's like, oh, we're going to take it higher. I got to join. I got to join. I got to join. You know, the party is here. Everybody runs to the party because human behavior is very handicapable when you understand how it operates, right? And, you know, and we're all very, you know, conventional human beings. We all trade on convention. Oh, session high, everybody understands that. Numbers, yes, everybody understands that. These are all conventional values. That's why like people say, oh, all price action is random. It's bullshit. You watch price action all day long. 90% of it is random, but 10% of it that isn't is the one that people make money on. And so it's not fully random. It's just basically random when there's nothing to do. But it's totally not random when you have key pivot points where everybody gathers around, right? Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. All right. Nice. A nice job on the scalps. Good job. This account, which I was supposed to blow up, is now just 2,000 to target. You know, just totally tradable now. It's really hilarious. I'm like I just had the Forrest Gump quote in my head. You know, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one will gonna pop up. So you never know which gift the market gods are going to give you. This was a nice gift for us. All right, guys. You know, I think, you know, so trade looks really good. I think obviously price action looks pretty bullish at this point. We're going to start looking for those red triangle retrace trades, or at least I'm going to do it probably off screen because I got to go. I have a meeting with Kate coming up. Really interesting session today. We're going to trade tomorrow, 6 to 10 o'clock, as always. And I'm going to try to have this ready for everybody for tomorrow. So I'm going to tighten it up and add the efficiency indicator on the bottom here and distribute it to you guys. So by the time you guys are ready tomorrow, it should be in your invite-only boxes, okay? Astrologer. That's why you're the most accurate astrologer. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Looking good so far, right? I mean, the bears are just having an apoplectic fit. You know, I feel like the stock market bears are like, well, you know, all right. I'm gonna keep politics on it. So I was gonna say they're like democratic socialists. You know, always cheering for destruction and always seeing their dreams being shat upon, you know? All right. Anyways, guys, have a great time. Enjoy the trades. I think we're actually going to get some really nice. Look at this move. We really just blew up. We should be looking for some retrace trades soon here. That should be interesting for everybody. Enjoy those. I will see everybody tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Thank you, guys. Take care. Oh, no. Nobody go anywhere. Oh, fuck. I totally forgot. Nobody go anywhere. Holy shit. I forgot the giveaway. We got one more giveaway. One more Apex giveaway. No. Don't nobody go anywhere. Let's do the giveaway. Fuck, I totally forgot about it. All right. I got so into the price action. No. Hang on. Oh, look at this. We got so many people in giveaway. Giveaway, right? English is like giveaway. You're right. Let's do giveaway. All right, everybody in. Let's do car race. Let's see who's going to be a player. Remember, you got to be in it to win it. So you got to be in the room. Okay? Start race. Raymond. Doug, are you up? Douglas Prager. I mean, you know, I got to give Doug this, even if he's not in the room, because I know he's in Australia. He's got to be sleeping. What time is it? Oh, it's like midnight Australia. He's got to be sleeping. If he is in, I'll be shocked. But I got to give it to Doug. Douglas is an old BK soul, so he gets it. I'm gonna tell him he's got a free Apex. He's gonna have a great time. All right, that's really great. Anyways, guys, if you want the discounts, please QR the code. By far the biggest discounts anywhere, because everybody gives us the biggest discounts at Prop Trader Edge. Go out there, go nail them, have a great time, enjoy it. All right, guys, thank you so much. I still think I think I'm going to talk to Kay. I still think I have more Apexes to give away, so we might still give away more tomorrow. But everybody enjoy. Everybody have a great night. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.